I am not aware of my own name, if one was ever given to me, or my true age. For evidently I came into this world as a result of randomness, picked up from somewhere and then dropped off again without much consideration, similar to a stone thrown from one spot to other spot by somebody passing by, without any real purpose. I do not know who my father or mother is. I was simply something abandoned, disregarded, and overlooked, marked by the same brown skin, dark hair, and eyes, the same flat nose and shorter stature that are shared by hundreds of millions of others, and among whom destiny put me in order to live. I experienced childhood like everyone else, but my experience was very different from others. Nobody showed me any love, nobody offered me warmth or consolation. My earliest memories are of hunger, extreme cold, and distress. I recall a time, not with clarity, as I had no concept of time, when a tall, wrinkled old man with a serious expression stopped before me and said, "At your age, you should be in school, obtaining an education. That's what a man needs." His voice was gentle and his words struck me. I decided to find an education, despite my misery and the cold. I saw buildings everywhere, some opulent, while others were less grand. I was told that these were called schools, and that's where I could gain an education. I kept ruminating on what the elderly man had said to me, and eventually, without being asked, I ventured courageously into one of the schools. Everywhere I went, "Get out. This isn't the place for you," was the same response. After that, I examined all the buildings, from the most affluent to the humblest. Yet no matter the location or the manner of the people I encountered, that same phrase was repeated, "Get out." The words hit me like a whip and, scared, full of terror and anguish, I bowed my head, crying, trying to ponder, while the sound of children's laughter and joy in the schools resonated in my ears. Was I, after all, I began to wonder, a human being? The more I thought about it, the more my questions grew. I desperately tried to push the query out of my mind, trying to avoid giving an answer, but there seemed to be an incessant mocking voice in my ears asking, "Is it really possible that you're part of the human race?" Feeling lonely, depressed, and helpless, I felt as if I were invisible to the world, so I took refuge in a ruined temple at night, hoping to find an explanation from the God who resided there. Believing God was merciful and understanding, I thought that he could answer my question. Upon arriving, I saw that the veil covering the image had been ripped away, leaving it bare and rotting, with one arm missing. I knelt down and prayed, "Almighty God, please help me to comprehend and find a solution to the conundrum. Am I a human being?" Silence. The deity's mouth did not move, and there was no responding spark in his eyes. I contemplated the idea of being associated with people who were distinctly different from me. I realized that I was deprived of the warmth and comfort that humans should experience. Not only that, I survived on something no one else would eat. It would be an affront to humanity if I were considered a part of it. Consequently, I reasoned that if I did not belong to the human race, I must have some purpose. I concluded that if things could be bought and sold, why shouldn't I be? Thus, I went to the market to try to sell my body. I spent the day in the marketplace, showing all sides of myself and trying to entice buyers to make an offer on me. If someone had actually purchased me, I would have been as loyal to them as a dog is to its master. However, no one seemed to be interested. People simply looked at me with mocking eyes, and the only attention I received were the young boys who laughed at the price tag on my back. Completely famished and exhausted, I trudged back to the temple, halting briefly to snatch up a piece of stale, cold dark bread from the ground, which I ate without a second thought. It dawned on me that if I could devour this, I must have the guts of a dog. The desolate house of God was eerily silent. There was nobody there but me, and I lay helplessly, dejected by my complete worthlessness in the world. Whatever I was, it was apparently something that had no value to humankind. I sobbed uncontrollably, yet even tears, which are a valuable treasure, could not bring any comfort to a creature